Okay, today we're going to talk about getting back into reading because I think this is something that is very essential to, finding out the things that you want to do in life. Because the more clearly you can think, the more you can tie things together, the more you can pull from different experiences, the better your life is going to be. That's just something that I don't think you can argue with. You can try, but to me, the more information you're equipped with, the better you're going to be able to face each and every scenario. Arthur Schopenhauer himself said that reading a book is putting someone else's thoughts in your own brain. And when you can think and expand your perspective, then you can expand the way that you approach problems. So the focus of today is going to be the things that got me back into reading because I used to be somebody that didn't read at all. Obviously, I know how to read, but I was really steered away from reading because of the school system, because of the books that I was given and the things that I was kind of forced to read that I didn't really like. But when you open yourself up to opening a book, that really unlocks a avenue of life that you can't get in any other way. Like you can have lifetimes of experience in a handful of hours through viewing the world through someone else's lens. And that is the most key and important thing. And the first thing I want to say is if you don't know where to start with reading, there's already a subject that you're obsessed with that you can read. You know what I mean? Like, think of how many people read about sports statistics. Think about how many people read the news. Think about how many people just read about whatever niche hobby they have. Like, you have the capacity to read. You have the interest and the attention to read. It's just you haven't put it into a book. So the more you can start to open books, the more you can start to get books related to things that you already like, the easier it's going to be to get into the habit. I think that's the first key thing. I think that's the most important thing because, the easiest way to make a hobby or a habit stick is to do it and have it be fun. Because the more fun it is to do, the more you're going to want to do it. Whereas if it feels like a chore, if it feels boring, you're going to be very unlikely to keep it up. The next suggestion I'm going to give you is if you're really struggling to stay consistent, just give yourself a page number every single day. So I would start off something small. If you really, really, really struggle with your attention, I can make a video about that as well to gain back your attention. That's something that's very important. But really what I want you to do is if 5 pages is difficult, if 5 pages is something that is hard, just do 5 pages. If 10 pages is something that seems approachable, do 10 pages. I don't care how few pages it is. I just want you to make it consistent. I just want it to be part of your daily activities because the more you do something, the better you get at it, especially reading. The more books you read, the less you really have to go into the key details. Like I can read a work of Shakespeare and all of the plays are the same. All the plays have the same plot development. Like it's just a different iteration. And I want you to start thinking of it like that. Like the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And I need you to understand that because it might be daunting to see a massive giant book. I'm trying to find one in front of me. The biggest book I have in front of me. Like it might be really scary to see a book like this, but like the more you just pick up a book, the less scary it's going to be. Like the first time you went to the gym or did any hobby that you enjoy, it was always the most difficult. But each time it got easier and easier and easier. Each time you got more and more and more comfortable. And to me, that's really the biggest step. It's making something a part of your daily habit. And if you really are if you're really having trouble sticking it out, that's my number one suggestion. The other thing I really recommend you doing is starting with audiobooks. To me, starting with audiobooks is the biggest cheat code because think of how much downtime we have in the day. When I first started getting back into reading, it was really stirred on because I was listening to so many audiobooks and I'm like, you know what, why don't I get the physical copy? Why don't I have the information in front of me? Because it'll be easier to keep track of everything. I can go back, I can take notes, I can do all sorts of things like this. And to me, it was really the thing that pushed me to go into the bookstores, pushed me to go online and order books because it just allowed me to get back into that. And it's really, really easy and pretty cheap to get whatever audiobook service. I don't know if Apple has it. I know Amazon has it. That's the one I use. But YouTube has it as well. If you have YouTube Premium, you could just put all of the old books that are for free online on just in your earphones when you're at the gym, when you're driving in the car, whatever it is that you're doing, you could be listening to a book instead of listening to music. And I think if you make that one big change, that's really going to steer you in the right direction. Overall, though, I just want you to understand that if you mess up, let's say you miss your goal, let's say you are struggling to get back into reading, let's say there's a big period where you just stop, like don't give up. You know, it's really easy to get in your head when you have one failure, but it's even just more important, especially during those times, to look at why you messed up. Look about why you didn't have the time to pick up the book. Look at, you making excuses or you procrastinating. Why were you doing all these things? And really pull out the information from there and then use it to your better next time. Maybe you didn't carry a book with you all day and you were out of the house, so you really didn't have the opportunity to read. Okay, so just put your book in your car, and when you have 10 minutes, when you have 15 minutes, then you can pick it up. Like, there's all these little things that you can do to make these habits easy and make these habits effective, and things that you can consistently do. And a little bit of change each day over the course of a lifetime will really make a difference. And that's really all I got for you guys today. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully this was something that benefits you. I can go into more detail on each of these things, but I think I'm going to leave it there because I kept it pretty straightforward. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. Catch you in the next one.